You can understand. You can't, because this is straight from God. I don't get it myself. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are doing good. I'm doing amazing, so amazing. And today, definitely, if you've seen from my topic, I have come to talk about letting go. And you're going to excuse me, maybe you're going to hear some noises because I really don't know what to do. But definitely we are here for a good reason. If it's your first time, welcome back to the channel. My name is Petra Odeta, and please thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Today I'm here to share a story that is, it's like I'm opening up to you guys a little bit, but the reason why I'm doing this is because I just want to share with you guys the power of letting go of some people in your life, because most of the times you're holding on to the wrong people that are supposed to be living, or God is even telling you that this person shouldn't be in your life. So when I was back at campus, we went for internship, and then I met this amazing gentleman, and we connected and became a thing. And yeah, he was a good person, very open-minded, with a very beautiful heart, I remember at that time. And yeah, we started this journey of being in a relationship. But then after, I had to come back to campus, and I remember when I came back to campus, I asked the Lord to just give me grace. I have been born again for most of my life. I think I know that because my mom has been born again. Those when I was just born again, because my mom was born again, but then there was me investing in knowing the Lord. And I remember coming back to school, campus, and just asking God for the ability to know Him more, and that there was some spiritual gifts that I wanted. There was so much that I wanted God to do for me. And definitely they say ask and it shall be given to you, but the most exciting thing that happened and that led to this was that it came a time one day at campus, or there was a conference, and it was named Singles Preparing for Marriage. It was organized by this lady called Azamadia, and I went for that conference. And let me tell you, the preaching that was there was amazing. There was just so much impact in my life. I remember at that conference they talked about abstinence, they talked about waiting until marriage, all the things that would not want you or would not support you having a boyfriend. And I remember crying, bawling my eyes. I cried because there was just so much conviction in my heart that God had to do something in my life and that I needed to do better. But I did know that coming back to hostel, I remember praying and just being light and just excited, about what is about to happen in my life. And every time I started praying after that encounter, I prayed, but I couldn't finish, because it's like every time I was asking God, help me walk in this journey, God, help me do this. It's like He took me back to that place, the thought of this guy, not thought of not being in a relationship with this gentleman. And I was like, no, I don't get this. This is not God. And every time I prayed, there was a tiny still voice that told me, you need to break up with this guy. And I was like, well, why would I break up with someone who has been amazing and kind to me? But it just couldn't stop. The Holy Spirit was just, it was overwhelming. I remember calling this dad, crying. I'm like, oh my God, you know what? God has told me to break up with you. I don't know, I have to choose you or him, and I choose him. I have to break up with you. And he's like, break up with me? What have I done? I don't know, what did I do? And I was like, you can't understand. You can't, because this is straight from God. I don't get it myself. But one thing I know is that we need to break up. And I remember him saying, let me give you time, because I don't get what you're saying. I don't understand how a God would do that. And he kept on calling and just trying to find out what really is going on, or he just don't like me. And I couldn't explain. He was confused, and I was just in a place of confusion myself. But the truth is, the very day I told him that, it was just a weight that was lifted. I can't explain it, but a weight was lifted, and those, it was just so funny. Like, it's like I wasn't excited. I was mourning, I was crying, I was bitter, I was sad, but there was a weight that was lifted. So what I'm trying to say is that some of us, God is telling us to let go of relationships. I don't know really what, God is telling you to let go of. Is it a friend? Is it a habit? Is it a sin? Is it something that you love? Is it a place or someone that you love? I really don't know. But one thing that I know, for me, for doors to open, I needed to listen to the voice of God. I needed to believe that it was Him who was talking to me at that moment and that time. So I was confused. And sometimes up to now, I'm like, God, you do things in ways that I cannot understand. That's why the Bible says in Isaiah 55:8, and that's the verse that I want us to build the foundation of this conversation in it, that God's ways are not our ways. His thoughts are not our thoughts. Because sometimes we don't know what really He's doing, but sometimes we just have to believe and trust in Him. And I want us to share some of the things that I believe helped me to just be able to let go of this guy. It was hard. It was one of the hardest seasons of my life, because I felt like I had someone. I felt so indebted to this guy. I felt like this guy did his best, and I knew that he was broken. I saw him break. But at the end of the day, like I say, certain times you have to choose either God or the things that you want in the world. So letting go, how are you going to just let go of someone? Yes, you can do it, because at the end of the day, if you're mingling with the wrong people, you're going to waste your time. So one of the things that I want to share that helped me in my journey of letting go is acceptance. We need to accept that some people are just not meant to be in our lives. And when it comes to acceptance, you see, it's so funny that some of us are really in bad relationships. You're disrespected. The guy doesn't love you. There is no honor. It's not really working out, but we are still stuck in such a relationship. And you're like, oh, he left me. But you don't want to accept that this guy left you, and you don't want to accept that it's even good. You feel even better that he left you, but just you still have the idea of, oh, I love him and all that. But we have to accept that this relationship wasn't the relationship for me. For me, the way I accepted was, I realized and I understood that this relationship was distracting me from what God had for me. I mean, I wanted to know Him more. I wanted to abstain. I wanted to be more with Christ, but I couldn't do it when I have a boyfriend, because when you're born again, most times you're not dating to date, you're dating to, or you're in courtship for marriage. And the idea of like, oh, we are going to date, and with years we'll get married. So many times you find that most of the young Christians have found themselves stuck in sin, because now it's not easy to balance being in a relationship and also having a relationship with God. And both those relationships have principles that, because guys are guys sometimes and God is God. So the best way is just to accept that you have to let go of that guy or that woman, or if God has told you that this is not the person for you, just let go of that person. The other thing that helped me let go, and I know can help you too, was to trust in the Lord, to trust that He has a better plan for me and that He has the best interests for me. And trusting God is having faith that what is meant for you will be yours, and that my life, my control, I relinquish it, I give it to you, I surrender. And I'm not going to say that telling someone I don't want to be with you is an easy thing. You're going to mourn. I mean, I remember I was crying while trusting Him, mourning while trusting Him, feeling bad, feeling all the emotions, but still trusting Him, because the thing about trusting God is that when you trust Him with the little things, He's going to trust you with bigger things. One thing that confirmed to me in that season that trusting God is everything is that after that moment when I broke up with this gentleman and just walking the journey of faith, so much happened. So much actually happened to me. Like, God did stuff. Like, I was passing papers, my spiritual growth was just blossoming. I remember that's the very time that I started speaking in tongues. I mean, that's like the highest level of spirituality that I reached, and I was so excited. And just the glory of God. Oh my God, I want to tell you, my salvation right now is a definition of what happened that time, because I felt the tangible presence of God. I want to tell you, it's like when you give God your all, He will give you abundance. So that's what happened that time and that season of my life. And trusting God has taught me that sometimes we don't know what God is doing behind the scenes. You're going to be scared, you're going to be afraid, but the truth is that trusting Him is you accepting His protection and accepting that He alone knows the plans that He has for me. It's like the children of Israel. You see, most times, even when we trust the Lord, we tend to trust Him for a minute and then go back to, our old sins, or just back to those very relationships that He has called us out of. And like the Israelites, you find that when they were separated, or when God released them from slavery, and in that journey of just going to Canaan, I mean, they started grumbling. They started telling God, oh, we can't do this anymore, we want to go back. And I want to tell you, in that season, I cannot lie to you that there are no moments where I feel like, should I go back to Him? Like, I miss Him. Those moments were there, but I had to trust Him, because the thing about God is that He will tell you the promise, but He will not show you. So I knew that there was something He was doing. There was a reason that He told me to break up with this guy. I had my own desires and He had His plan, but I had to trust Him. So that is God for you. And I believe that when you trust God, you have to surrender the things that you know, the insecurities that you know, so that He is able to reveal to you the mysteries of His blessings. Because sometimes we are locked up by fear of the unknown. So you're like, I don't know where I'm going from here. But you have to really give up and surrender control and just tell Him that I am trusting You, and I know that You alone has the best plan for my life. And that is what trusting God means. And trusting that He loves you so much and is watching over you, and that God is so protective of His children. I don't even know how to tell you that. Like, the thing is, the deeper you believe that you're a child of God, the deeper you believe that identity, you'll find out that you're going to open your life to greater things, and you will understand your self-worth. And when you get to understand your self-worth as a child of God by trusting Him, you find that you will blossom in a way that you don't have any insecurities anymore, and that you know yourself, and you will not be that insecure person, protective, afraid person, because He will fill you in that season with joy. He will fill you with gladness. Why I'm saying this is because after just the season of being in a place where I was like, God, what next? I want to tell you, there was a joy that surpasses all understanding that came over me that I cannot explain. So trust God. Trust that God has a plan. The Bible says He has a plan for you, a bigger plan. And the other thing is, I want us to learn to let go with compassion. And for me, this the revelation in this is so deep for me, because there's this thing whereby, like, that time I remember when I called this guy and told him that I was breaking up with him, I felt so bad that I was hurting him. I felt like I let him down, and it was about him. And it was making it so hard for me to even focus on me, because I was crying, I was breaking down and forgetting the bigger picture, and that God had a reason for this. He said, I remember that week my roommate was telling me, Pity, if this is God, you need to listen and just get up and move on. I remember that week wasn't a good week for me. But when I say letting go with compassion, I want you to focus on yourself. Have compassion on yourself. Let's say if you were in a relationship and this guy was mean to you, he was bad to you, instead of you saying, oh, was I the problem? What did I do? I didn't deserve this. He just left me. Oh, because what do I need to change? And girls love that. What do I have to change about my? You don't have to change anything. You are perfect just the way you are. The only thing that you need to do is have compassion of yourself. I mean, show yourself grace, show yourself some love, and know that he wasn't deserving of you. So let go of that person with compassion and just be grateful that they're on the way going. Because one thing you have to understand, that in this journey of life, we are all as individuals going to different directions. And there's one thing someone said, that if you want to know that someone is meant for you, if someone can stick around when you're in the worst seasons of your life and can hold your hand and tell you, I'm not going anywhere, that is your people. That is your people. That's your person. So you just have to accept when people choose to let you go, or when people leave your life, that there is a reason why they're going. They're not just meant to be there. Because the truth is that sometimes rejection is God just trying to redirect your footsteps. When people come into your life and reject you and tell you maybe you're not their type or what, or God himself tells you that I don't want you to be in this relationship, you have to know that he knows exactly what he's doing, and that you're going to cry about this person, you're going to roll around, but in life you have to know that people come and go, and that there are different seasons and times that people come into your life, and some linger for a short while, some for a long while, and they have to go. But don't forget to love yourself. Don't forget that today in this generation, that people pretend a lot, that you have to have the eyes and the ears of Christ, led by the Spirit, for you to actually be able to identify people. And that you need to have self-worth and know yourself so much and love yourself so much, that even when people are talking, when they are saying statements, you have to be very conscious and just try to listen to what these people are saying. Because some people can say statements that are just telling you, it's like hints. God is showing you all the signs and using them themselves. And it's so funny that most times we give the devil credit for things that God is doing. Oh my God, this guy has left me. I think this is the devil's work. No, girl. Our Father is sneaky. It's he may be doing that. So most times we credit Satan, and yeah, Satan, this and that. Yet it's just God trying to get someone out of the way of the blessing. And we try to force God to actually allow the lowest standard of people for us, yet his standard for us is bigger and great. Have you seen where you'll be like, God, this is my guy, and I love this man, I want to get married to this man, and the Holy Spirit is just telling you, no, he's not the one. And right now, I think, girls, if you have a conviction in your heart, if you're in a relationship with someone and you just, it's like it's not settling, like you're trying to do the work but it's not working, you need to bang on God's door like nothing and be like, Jesus, I need you to show me something. Definitely, God is not going to choose the husband or wife for you, but he's going to show you all the signs. But most times he does show us the signs, but we choose to reluctantly not focus on those signs that he's trying to show us. So I really don't know you have to let go of. But I used my story to tell you that the moment I left that relationship, let me tell you, my life changed. Up to today, I'm here sitting proclaiming and declaring the name of the Lord, not because I know much, but because I have seen God's hand. Guys, I passed with flying colors at campus. My skin was glowing. There was just a joy that surpasses all understanding that filled me. I was so different. I was so modest. Like everything that I am today and I'm trying to be is because of that encounter. But I felt the tangible presence of God because I chose me and I chose God. Sometimes, like some of you might say, oh, you had God. And I can't even describe it as hearing God, but a conviction and just a redirection of mind whereby you just close your eyes and pray, and it just keeps coming. And my life was hard. Like I said, the moment I released this guy, there was a weight lifted. There's something I want to say. I just want to say it the right way, that let God bring you people with his will at heart. You're going to let go of someone and be like, oh God, now if it's a will, let it be a will. But if it's going to bring anyone into your life, let him bring you someone with his will at heart. If someone is not blessing you, if someone is not adding on to you, I want to tell you, let go of that person, because most of us, our time is really wasted because we are entertaining people who are not a blessing but a curse. So I just want to say, accept the relationship is not meant to be. Trust in the Lord and let go with compassion. Now I want to tell you that experience helped my spiritual life, my spiritual growth. And I know up to now that because of what happened, because of that encounter, I saw God a different way. So guys, I hope this video helps someone, and if you've watched, please don't forget to like, subscribe and share. I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. I love you guys so much with the love of God. Bye.